Falling down is not a failure. Failure comes when you stay where you have fallen. Socrates. The unexamined life is not worth living. Socrates. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Socrates. If you want to be wrong, then follow the masses. Socrates. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Aristotle. The more you know you don't know. Aristotle. Life is only meaningful when we are striving for a goal. Aristotle. It is our choice of good or evil that determines our character, not our opinion about good or evil. Aristotle. To live a pure unselfish life, one must count nothing as one's own in the midst of abundance. Buddha. If anything is worth doing, do it with all your heart. Buddha. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. Buddha. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. Dalai Lama. Once a year, go somewhere you've never been before. Dalai Lama. Share your knowledge. It is a way to achieve immortality. Dalai Lama. Ying sayings. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. Plato. Reality is created by the mind, we can change our reality by changing our mind. Plato. A wise man speaks because he has something to say, a fool because he has to say something. Plato. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Confucius. What the superior man seeks is in himself, what the small man seeks is in others. Confucius. In a country well governed, poverty is something to be ashamed of. Confucius. In a country badly governed, wealth is something to be ashamed of. Confucius. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Steve Jobs. For the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Steve Jobs. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them, that only creates sorrow. Lao Tzu. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Lao Tzu. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving. Lao Tzu. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. Marcus Aurelius. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Franklin D. Roosevelt. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Franklin D. Roosevelt. I'm not the smartest fellow in the world, but I can sure pick smart colleagues. Franklin D. Roosevelt. In 3 words I can sum up everything I've learned about life, it goes on. Robert Frost. In 3 words I can sum up everything I've learned about life, it goes on. Robert Frost. Half the world is composed of people who have something to say and can't, and the other half who have nothing to say and keep on saying it. Robert Frost. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Ralph Waldo Emerson. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Ralph Waldo Emerson. This is my wish for you, comfort on difficult days, smiles when sadness intrudes, rainbows to follow the clouds, laughter to kiss your lips, sunsets to warm your heart, hugs when spirits sag, beauty for your eyes to see, friendships to brighten your being, faith so that you can believe, confidence for when you doubt, courage to know yourself, patience to accept the truth, love to complete your life. Ralph Waldo Emerson. We have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for the day. Charles R. Swindoll. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. Our attitude is everything. Charles R. Swindoll. This is a story about 4 people named everybody, somebody, anybody and nobody. There was an important job to do and everybody was asked to do it. Everybody was sure somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought anybody would do it, but nobody realized that everybody wouldn't do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have done. Charles R. Swindoll. God is a specialist at making something useful and beautiful out of something broken and confused. Charles R. Swindoll. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Weak people revenge. Strong people forgive. Intelligent people ignore. Albert Einstein. We are slowed down sound and light waves, a walking bundle of frequencies tuned into the cosmos. We are souls dressed up in sacred biochemical garments, and our bodies are the instruments through which our souls play their music. Albert Einstein. The purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others. Albert Schweitzer. Sometimes our light goes out, but is blown again into instant flame by an encounter with another human being. Albert Schweitzer. There are two means of refuge from the misery of life: music and cats. Albert Schweitzer. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Seneca. The important thing about a problem is not its solution, but the strength we gain in finding the solution. Seneca. If you don't know, ask. You will be a fool for the moment, but a wise man for the rest of your life. Seneca. The good life is one inspired by love and guided by knowledge. Bertrand Russell. The whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are always so certain of themselves, and wiser people so full of doubts. Bertrand Russell. All knowledge, we feel, must be built up upon our instinctive beliefs, and if these are rejected, nothing is left. Bertrand Russell. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Nelson Mandela. It is in your hands to create a better world for all who live in it. It is in your hands to create a better world for all who live in it. Nelson Mandela. There can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. Nelson Mandela. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change, that lives within the means available and works cooperatively against common threats. Charles Darwin. The most important factor in survival is neither intelligence nor strength but adaptability. Charles Darwin. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Helen Keller. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched, they must be felt with the heart. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched, they must be felt with the heart. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched, they must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Helen Keller. The biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. Oprah Winfrey. Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life, because you become what you believe. Oprah Winfrey. You are always walking in the direction of either love or fear. Choose wisely. Oprah Winfrey. Life is too important to be taken seriously. Oscar Wilde. It's beauty that captures your attention. Personality which captures your heart. Oscar Wilde. Be yourself, everyone else is taken. Oscar Wilde.